Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to today's session in releasing the limiting beliefs that we hold on to. And today we're looking at the aspect of determination and continuing on. A few days ago, we spoke about how sometimes when we're at the brink of change, whether it's, changing the limiting belief or pattern that we've been holding on to, letting go of that, or when we're about to shift into something quite big in our lives and take a different turn, things seem to kind of like amp up a little bit just to make sure we're wanting to get rid of that limitation or that limiting belief, which is quite funny. So when it starts getting really, really tough, it's important to keep that determination going in continuing to succeed, continuing to change the behavior, and knowing that when we want to change the external world, we need to change it internally. A lot of the times we wait for our external environment to shift before we shift internally. An example that I see is when we look in the mirror, the reflection will only smile back once we ourselves smile. So we can't expect the external world to change. We need to take responsibility for the changes we want to see. And the emotions we want to feel, this can also be worked through, controlled, let go of. So sometimes when we're wanting to let go of something, things hold us a little bit tighter. It's that control aspect of it. Like we said, the limiting beliefs are just doing their job. They're trying to continue to create environments as humans, we're constantly we create the environments that prove what we feel is right. So for example, if we feel unsupported, we will tend to, if we have a belief system that we're never supported, we will continue to create those situations. We'll continue to ask people that aren't able to support us for support, because then we turn around and, and go, see, this is how it works. We're not supported because we are constantly affirming our belief systems. So when we start to shift, it holds on to that because we're shifting entire belief system, an entire practice that has been ingrained into or conditioned into our psyche, into our subconscious, and into a cellular level as well. The other thing to note is sometimes there is something called kind of like an echo. Okay. So sometimes we start to shift, and then sometimes we're found in the same situation. It could be because it's an echo. Things work in cycles. So we're making these changes and we're pushing forward, but the energy that we provide, that we send out, will continue to come back and connect to us. It works in cycles. So sometimes echoes, they call it echoes from the past, might come up. So be aware that if we shift our behavior, if we shift our mindset, if we shift our behavior, sometimes, and I'm not saying always, we might see a slight kind of like, oh, here's a situation, but it could be an echo. The important thing is that when we respond to the situation, we're responding to the same situation from a different place. We're not reacting as we would have before. And that shows that cycle is changing. The other thing that an example that we give is, say, for example, just taking my cell phone, say, for example, this is the issue. What we do is we change in cycles. So sometimes we see the issue in a different way, from a different perspective, until it starts to go away. So we might still have an awareness of it because we're moving through cycles through a different way. And that's why we say that go into another layer until it's complete. And these are the cycles of life that we're talking about. This planet is very cyclical in the sense that there's a lot of repetition in many ways, and sometimes the repetition is just from a different perspective. Once we respond to the same situation from a different perspective, from a different feeling, from a different awareness, we know we internally have shifted as well. But the one thing is, if we do want to change the external world, it has to happen internally. The reflection on the screen will not smile at me unless I smile first. It's impossible. So this is why we're continuing on in that termination of shifting the limitations that we hold on to, because they don't serve us anymore. So let's begin our meditation today. So let's close our eyes. Let's take a couple of deep breaths. Bringing our attention from the outside world internally. And let's breathe using our breath to ignite the internal light that we already have, that we already are. So as we bring our attention from the outside world internally, using our breath to clear, to cleanse, we start to ignite our internal light. Every time we exhale, our light shines brighter and brighter. And our body relaxes further and further as we release the tension of the day. Igniting the light within our cells, within our organs, optimizing the energy flow in all our systems. Expanding our light, focusing on our auric field, igniting the light within our auric field. Releasing, dissolving all limitations, all stresses, all lower vibrational frequencies are dissolved. Let's open up the chakras on the soles of our feet. allowing the exchange of energy between us and Mother Earth. Feel the nurturing energy of Mother Earth flow into our physical forms, into our cells. Feeling connected with Mother Earth. From our heart space, let's connect in to the center of the earth, connecting into the crystalline energy. And from the heart space, let's make another connection, connecting in to the central sun. Connecting into the energies of Christ consciousness, of unconditional love, radical self-acceptance, compassion, and ascension. Feel those frequencies moving down into your body. As both energies connect into our heart space and expand within us as we become one with the universe on this planet. An expanded version, the version of who we are. Connecting into this version, let's connect into our heart space. And connect into the records. Focusing on the third connection, which is the Akashic Records. Keepers of the Akashic Record, please open and allow me access to my records. My name is, state your name, and create a safe and sacred space for my highest good and healing. The records are now open, the records are now open, the records are now open. Stepping over the threshold, connecting in entering our hall of records. We start to see, and we start to call forward all aspects within this lifetime that had the determination to overcome any difficult situation or to achieve something within their lives, calling forward all aspects of us and bringing forward the memory of having overcome some of the obstacles, the limitations that we have found. Knowing that these aspects of us are within us. And as you see these different versions of yourself, having overcome these obstacles, feel that energy. Remember what it felt like, what it sounded like, how you stood, how you felt, how you heard, how you saw the world around you. And you start to notice that they all start to create a line in front of you. Each aspect of you reminding you of a time and a place, of the strength and the courage that you already have. And each and every version of you steps forward one by one in front of you, giving you a hug. Place them into your heart space, collecting the courage, remembering the courage and the determination that you have within you already. Give each and every one of your versions a hug and place them into your heart space. Until the process is complete. Feel the determination and the courage grow within you. Feel it in your mind. Note how your thoughts have changed, have shifted. Feel it in your throat. And how you're going to express yourself now. Feel it in your heart. shifting how you respond to each limitation. Feel the determination in your solar plexus. That's right, regaining your power once more. Claiming who you are. Feel it in your sacral. The determination to create the lives we are here to live. Determination to move forward, releasing the limitations that hold us back from living the ideal life in the ideal home, in the ideal job, having the ideal relationships, having the ideal partner. Feel the frequency into your root. Feel it dissolving the fear, the distrust in your own abilities. Feel it dissolve the emotions around the traumas we've experienced. Determined to not allow the traumas that we've experienced to limit our joy and our expansiveness moving forward. Allowing the determination to dissipate the hold that these traumas, the grip that they still have on us. Feel the determination to break free, expand, ignite. Activating the freedom, expansiveness that we already are. Completing the cycle. Moving forward without these shackles, these bindings. Moving forward with confidence, with determination, and with the courage to create newness. Allowing the vibrational frequency of determination to move through every single cell within our body. Bringing the codes, the light codes of determination and courage into our spine, into our etheric being, into our mental and emotional aspects. Shifting our frequency to align with determination and courage to face the obstacles, to face the opportunities that are being brought into our awareness that we are creating. Breathe in determination. And exhale determination. Breathe in courage and release fear. Dissolving the attachments to the fear of the responses of our shift. Releasing the cords, the tethers, the attachments, the links and ties to any feelings of guilt or anything else around us stepping into the lives that we envision for ourselves. And we reconnect the cords, the tethers, the attachments, the links and the ties to determination, to courage. Feel it moving through every single cell, every single thought, activating determination and courage in our emotional bodies. In our mental bodies, in our etheric systems, and into the physical form. Breathe that in and exhale. Giving thanks and gratitude for this activation of determination and courage. We thank all those that supported us today. As we head back, we close the records. The records are now closed. The records are now closed. The records are now. Take a deep breath and exhale, bringing yourself back to the here and now. Journal your experience.